Alright, welcome back. Today we are doing CSS text. And there's lots of things you can do with text in CSS. We're going to just be adding it to a P or paragraph tag. I have just this very small amount of test text. It's hard to say. First one we'll look at is color, the basic. Color is pink. There. Now we have some pink text, hopefully. I'll just do this. What else can we do with text? We can do align. Let's align the text center. Align center. We can also do align justify or right or left. Did I save that? We have to do text align, that's why. Text align, I don't think align is even a property. There we go, so now we got aligned center text. If you have VS Code, you can actually delete this and it will show you things that you can type in there. We can set a background color for the text. Background color, black background on our pink text. We can add some decorations to the text. So we can add a line or, so you can go text decoration line. Text decoration line is line through. I should probably stop guessing stuff, should I? Ooh, overline, underline. That makes sense, doesn't it? And then line through if you want to cross something out. Oh, so we can cross our text out, line through. You can do an overline and an underline if you like at the same time. And then we've got text transform, which we can use to specify the uppercase, lowercase, or capitalize. So we could do text transform. I'll get rid of that line actually. Transform uppercase. We'll transfer it to uppercase. And we'll get rid of this. We'll just go underline, I guess. Otherwise, it looks like it's crossed out because it is. Right, does that work? No, save, reload, uppercase. And then there's lowercase, and that will change it all to lowercase. And then there is capitalize, which will capitalize each starting word. There's a couple of other things we can do. We can do text spacing. So we'll just go text letter spacing, not text spacing. So we can do letter spacing. 5 pixels, which will obviously add a 5 pixel gap in between each piece of text. And you could do word spacing. So we can go 10 pixels between words. So we've got 5 pixels between each character and then 10 between each word. So you can see that here. Sometimes you can see it with the mouse over, or if you go into here, we can see the properties. And there is also text indent and what does that do? Text indent. 10 pixels. That would indent it on the left, even if it is centered, it will still add an indent on it. Change that back to 0. And there is also, I think the final one is white space. And you can set this to preserve. I think, is it? No, white space pre. Can't remember, I think it's white space pre. And then if down here I added some extra white space, it will remember it. So this, see, it's kind of adding all of these white spaces that I put in. So if I didn't have white space pre, I don't know what the other setting is for white space. And then it will, no matter how many spaces in, it will just add, it'll count this as one space between this and that. But then if you have the white space to pre, it will remember the spacing, which can be good if you've got like big blocks of text that you want to have with all of this additional formatting. Can be good for ASCII type art and that things as well. And the final property for text formatting that I can think of is adding shadow to our text. So if we wanted to add some text shadow to this, which can look cool if it's not pink and black, we have to add text shadow element. There we go. Text shadow. 1 pixels, 2 pixels, and then probably want white, I guess. So it will be 1 pixel by 2 pixel, and I think that the third one is blur, maybe. I think. Is that blur? Yeah. No, that just breaks it. Okay. So that is text shadow. So I guess we could set that to a cool color so you can see it. Text shadow. There we go. Now we got pink and with a blue text shadow. Maybe that's the blur. Maybe that's the offset pixel. 5 pixel, 5 pixel. There we go. Text shadow. Yeah, I thought you could add 1 pixel, and then 5 pixels for the blur. I think. Yeah, and then that blurs it. You go 2 and 2, and then 5. And then you add a little nice blurred shadow. So that is it. CSS text all done. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you with the next one.